took by Alvarez.
It was a Cinco de Mayo punch heard round the world.
Tremendous right hand shot by Canelo.
Canelo Alvarez knocks out Amir Khan with one of the biggest punches ever landed in boxing.
A spectacular knockout.
And what will Canelo do for an encore during Mexican Independence Day weekend?
Alvarez landing everything.
Well, Canelo takes on undefeated Liam Beefy Smith. His last 8 fights have ended in a knockout.
And that's a big right hand, and he's gone face down, and I don't think he'll get up from that.
Canelo versus Smith, it's live on Dish pay-per-view Saturday, September 17th. Hi, I'm Scott Patrick in the Dish studio. Saul Canelo Alvarez 47-1-1 with 33 knockouts. But the word on the street corner and boxing corner is that Canelo may have met his match going up against the UK's undefeated heavy hitter, Liam Smith.
Great punches from Smith.
Canelo versus Smith takes place Mexican Independence Day weekend, Saturday, September 17th, deep in the heart of Texas at the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, no need to head to Dallas. Of course, the best seat in the house is your house with Dish pay-per-view. You can pre-order the fight right now on channels 471 and 472. Order online at mydish.com/boxing or just punch in these numbers into your phone, 1-877-DISH-PPV. I have exclusive interviews with both fighters. So let's start with Canelo Alvarez, and let's start with how his last fight ended with Amir Khan.
Body shots, body shots. And now the jab upstairs landing with frequency. You sap a man's confidence with body shots, as well as taking away his energy. And everybody. Tremendous right hand shot by Canelo. And Kenny Bayless is stopping the fight.
Tell us about that night. That was one of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen. If you can just tell us about that night and that moment.
Bueno, fue algo que teníamos planeado, ¿no? Era la estrategia de la pelea. Sabíamos que iba a terminar así la pelea, ¿no? Obviamente fue un knockout impresionante, y pues yo creo que a cualquier persona o a cualquier peleador le gusta ganar por knockout, ¿no? Y a la gente también ver ganar por knockout. Obviamente uno no quiere lastimar más allá de un simple knockout, ¿no? Pero estuve muy contento con lo que se logró.
And that's how you put a guy out.
Early on, the rounds were pretty close leading up to that, but you weren't worried. It didn't feel like it, and especially when that punch landed, you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
Así es, sí, no estaba preocupado ni mucho menos porque sabíamos que la pelea iba a ser así, ¿no? Los primeros asaltos él iba a salir con rapidez, a moverse, se iba a complicar un poco la pelea, pero ya lo sabíamos, ¿no? Ya lo sabíamos, estábamos preparados para eso y era cuestión de tiempo nada más.
Canelo Alvarez may have knocked Khan cold with that shot.
He did.
And then is there that moment after you knock him out, because he wasn't moving for some time? I'm sure there's the joy when you've won the fight, but then is there a moment after that where you go, I hope he's okay?
Sí, no, como lo acabo de decir, ¿no? Lo acabo de decir. Uno ganar por nocaut es impresionante, me gusta ganar por nocaut, a la gente le gusta ver nocaut, pero no quieres lastimar más allá de un simple nocaut, ¿no? Entonces no quieres que le pase algo a tu rival, porque al final pues somos deportistas y no quieres lastimar más allá que un simple nocaut.
And Canelo Alvarez is the first one there.
Canelo Khan, where were you sitting? You were pretty close.
I was pretty close.
When that punch landed, what did it look like from your angle?
I've never seen such a knockout up close and personal. But the way that punch landed, and the way Amir Khan just hit the canvas was scary. Yeah. It was scary because he
didn't move.
He didn't move for a while.
Yeah. Everybody
was just waiting to see if he can move or do something. And next thing you know, Amir Khan's smiling and he's like cracking jokes. So it was a devastating knockout, but thank God that Amir Khan came out okay.
But that was a really good fight.
Very good fight.
Right up until the end.
All right, let's talk about Liam Smith. Not a lot of people on this side of the pond, as they say, know who he is, but this guy has racked up a pretty impressive year. think the last 8 fights, 8 knockouts. Tell us about Liam Smith.
He is a dangerous fighter. He is a full-blown junior middleweight. He can be in middleweight easily. He's an aggressive fighter. He can take the punch. He comes from a fighting family. His father wanted him to become a football player, a soccer player as they call it here.
Yeah.
But he was fighting so much in the streets that they took him to the gym and he became a world champion in such a short period of time.
Good. What challenges does he present to you? Because on paper, he's a good fighter, he's undefeated, but on some level, it looks like you're a far superior fighter. What are the challenges for you not to be overconfident when you get into the ring?
Es campeón mundial y por algo es campeón mundial y va a ser una pelea, va a ser un reto más para mí, para mi carrera, una historia más y arriba del ring todo rival es peligroso.
Style makes fights, and I think this style here that Liam Smith has is going to be a tough one for Canelo. He's a bigger guy, he's solid. When Canelo hits him, he's not going to move anywhere, he's not going to go anywhere. I believe that this fight, either way, is going to end by knockout.
When you look at his next opponent, Liam Smith, he'll come in as a big underdog. How do you work that you're not too overconfident, that he's ready for this fight? And what kind of challenges does Liam Smith provide?
Liam Smith es un campeón mundial. Para llegar a campeón mundial debes de ser buen peleador. Un peleador fuerte, él, con muy buena condición física, tiene muy buena mano izquierda, tiene buenas combinaciones y siempre está ahí en la pelea. Entonces es un boxeador que hay que tenerlo mucho en cuenta porque tiene cualidades, es joven, es fuerte y sobre todo, como te digo, es un campeón mundial y para llegar a campeón mundial hay que ser bueno.
Tell us about the first time you met Canelo, what that day was like, how he came into your world, and what your immediate reaction was after you met him.
Bueno, él era apenas un chiquillo, era un niño, bueno, un muchachito de escasos 14 años. Su hermano lo llevó al gimnasio, su hermano mayor, Rigoberto, que también fue campeón mundial. Y pues lo dejó ahí para que lo entrenáramos nosotros, mi hijo y yo. Un niño muy fuerte, muy raro su cara. En el boxeo es muy raro en México que haya un muchacho con el pelo rubio, con las pecas y todo eso. Entonces era muy especial, un niño muy especial.
En mi carrera, Chepo y Eddie han sido una parte fundamental, una parte muy importante en mi carrera. Hemos llegado juntos a donde estamos y creo que son de las cosas más importantes que tengo en mi vida.
When we saw you last, it was Cinco de Mayo weekend. This is going to be Mexican Independence Day. What does that mean to you to fight on both of these days in one year?
No, es muy importante para mí pelear en estos días tan importantes para nosotros los mexicanos y me siento muy contento y orgulloso de representar a mi país en estas fechas tan importantes.
Tends to be a lot of drinking on Mexican Independence Day. I'm guessing you'll drink after the fight then.
No, bueno, primero lo primero, vamos a pelear y ya después veremos, ¿no? Festejaremos.
Canelo versus Smith, Saturday, September 17th, live on Dish Pay-Per-View. Now we'll go back to Cowboy Stadium where this fight will take place on Mexican Independence Day weekend in just a moment, and we'll talk to Liam Smith. But first, here's how you can order this WBO Junior Middleweight Championship fight. You can pre-order the fight right now on channels 471 and 472. Order online at mydish.com/boxing or just punch in these numbers into your phone, 1-877-DISH-PPV. And now my conversation with Liam Beefy Smith. Beefy, his choice of words. Liam is undefeated and his last 8 fights have ended in knockouts. He can certainly talk the talk, although it's tough at times to fully understand that talk, that Liverpool accent. And obviously his actions speak much louder than his words.
Oh, that's a good right uppercut from Smith. And the left hook. I don't think he's got a lot left, Barry. Bravery is keeping him upright. Oh, and down he goes.
Liam, it's great to have you on Dish Network.
Thank you.
Congratulations on getting this fight. You called out names, you put it out there, and it happened. Tell us about that.
Yeah, since I won the title, I always wanted to compete at the highest level, and I always wanted one of the big names in the sport, and obviously in my division. So I kind of was a bit vocal about the names. I wanted the Canelo fight, the Cotto fight, all the big names, and all the other ones with a title. And the first one that come up was the biggest name in the sport.
And it happened.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
What was your reaction when they said that this was going to happen?
It was kind of hard because I knew I was in the running, but I was fighting a week later. I heard about it, and I had a fight a week later, so it was hard to not think about it. I'd be a liar to say I never thought about it, but I had to be professional and keep my head on my fight coming up, because if I didn't win that fight, then there was no Canelo fight.
Oh, lovely work from Smith, lovely work. Switches attack from head to body and coming on strong here.
For those who don't know you in the U.S., tell us who you are.
Yeah, I'm Liam Smith. I'm from a fighting family. I've got 3 brothers. So there's 4 of us. 3 of us have all, challenged for world titles. Only myself has won one. I've won British, Commonwealth, international titles. I've finished with, obviously, I'm world champion now, and I'm not going to let that go easy. I'm not here to make numbers up. I'm not here for the Canelo party on Mexican Independence Day. I took this fight because it's a fight I want, and it's a fight that is going to make me a name, and it's going to make me a superstar over here.
Referee keeping a very good look at him, and the white towel's coming in. They know.
You've had a great year. I believe your last 8 fights ended with.
Yeah, I'm on a run of eight knockouts, and because I'm fighting Canelo, it doesn't. That mentality hasn't stopped. I'm going here to stop Canelo as well.
And a big leg hook to the head.
Liam's undefeated. He's a big name in the UK. Not as many people know about him in America as they do, obviously, in UK. Tell us who Liam Smith is.
Liam Smith, obviously straight away WBO world champion on a run of 8 wins, 8 knockouts, and great form in the peak of his career. Good fighter, counter puncher, body puncher. And I think he's very underrated. In my opinion, he's one of the top 3 world champions out of the UK. We're very excited that people aren't really giving Liam much of a chance, and we're very quietly confident we're going to cause a huge upset.
Smith walking him down, looking for the opportunity to land more big headshots like that.
At night, when you think this fight's going through, how do you visualize it? What are the things you're seeing right now where the path is to victory?
I can just see an absolute war. He'll have his go, I'll have my go, but then I think it will come down to it. I think the final say will be, when last 2 fights, Miguel Cotto, Amir Khan. When Canelo goes for his rest, they were happy to give him his rest because they were comfortable and they were not engaging, so they were safe. I'm not that type fighter, and there's no way he's getting that with me. And if I'm still able, mate, I'm going to make him fight when he doesn't want to fight, when he's going for walks, when he's going for his breathers. I'm going to be in his face where he's got to punch or he's got to do something.
Great punches from Smith. 2 savage body shots.
There's going to be a lot of Canelo fans here, and it could be overwhelming. So how do you talk to your fighter about that to the point where you use it as an advantage as opposed to a disadvantage where it becomes overwhelming?
Yeah, I think that fighters mentally, when they're in the zone, it's just a ring. The ring can be anywhere, whether it be at Wembley 80,000 or whether it can be in front of 80,000. It's a ring, and I have no problem with Liam Smith. Liam Smith isn't going to be a fighter that's got to come over here and be one that's caught in the headlights. The fights come at the right time for Liam Smith.
There's a nice right hand from Smith.
People say, look what he done to Amir. I don't mean no disrespect to Amir, but it was all a case of if Amir could get through that fight, and smaller fighters will give him the rest he wants to walk around the ring, and he has his moments, but I'm not going to give him them moments. I'm going to make him fight at a pace he doesn't like fighting at.
And Smith senses that he could take him out right here.
How do you see this fight playing out?
I think it's a great fight. I think it's a real fan fight, friendly fight. I think you've got 2 fighters, both like to come forward, both like to hit to the body, both very good counter punchers. And even if I wasn't the coach, this is one fight I'd really like to see. This has got to be like an old throwback type of fight. And there's chinks in Sal Alvarez's armour, and we're looking to exploit them on the night. But there'll be no repeat of what happened with Sal Alvarez and Amir Khan, none whatsoever.
The big right hand, and he's gone face down, and I don't think he'll get up from that.
Liam Smith versus Canelo Alvarez, Saturday, September 17th, and that is Mexican Independence Day weekend. Order your front row seat right now on Dish Pay-Per-View. In fact, you can pre-order the fight right now on channels 471 and 472. Order online at mydish.com/boxing, or just pick up the phone and call 1-877-DISH-PPV. 2 power punchers willing to take a punch. It should be a great one Saturday, September 17th on Dish Pay-Per-View. I'm Scott Patrick in the Dish Studio.